So next up we have Mr. Koulibaly, who's Director General of Mines and Geology, Ministry of Mines, Petroleum and Energy from the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. Mr. Koulibaly is a mining engineer trained at the School of Mines, Industry and Geology of Niamey, Republic of Niger. He also holds a master's degree from the University of Dundee and an MBA of the University of Papantheon. Mr. Koulibaly has more than 20 years of experience serving both the Ivorian mining industry and the renowned Ivorian public service consultant firm called BNETD, National Bureau of Technical Studies and Development. Please welcome Mr. Koulibaly. Thank you.
Bonjour. Il fallait que je commence par le bonjour. Je viens de la Côte d'Ivoire, un pays francophone. But I will manage to make my presentation in English. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to send our gratitude to the organizers of this conference and also to the Australian government for the warm welcome the Ivorian delegation has received since we arrived in Perth last Sunday. Honorable Minister Mamadou Sangafoua Koulibaly, who is my boss, the Minister of Mines, Petroleum and Energy of the Republique of Côte d'Ivoire, had decided to attend this year's edition of ADU, but unfortunately, due to an unpredicted event, he had been obliged to decline the invitation at the very, very last moment. This is why I'm here, standing on this stage in his name to make this presentation. I must also add that I'm here with the Minister's technical advisor, who is in the room, Mr. Berthe Onanya, who is sitting here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to be able to showcase my country's mining industry here in Western Australia. How does it work? Okay, yeah. So my presentation will be done in 5 key points, as you can see now. There will be 5 items to be discussed. And as I move on to the first slide, just to give you a brief description of my country, which is Côte d'Ivoire, as I said, a former French colony, so we are a Francophone country. Côte d'Ivoire has a long tradition of being one of the powerhouses of West Africa and the perfect place for business in the sub-region. Business climate has been improved by securing businesses, facilitating and simplifying companies' creation procedures, offering tax incentives to ensure project profitability, and also establishing a transparent institutional framework. The country was also ranked among the 10 best reformers in the world, according to the World Bank. Last but not the least, Côte d'Ivoire is a net energy producer for its own needs and that of neighboring countries. As you are aware of, security has become a big issue in West Africa in recent years, with the source of terrorism coming from the Sahel. But I must stress that the situation is so far under control in Côte d'Ivoire, with a current security rate of 1.2, which is comparable to the rates prevailing in any normal and stable country in the world. And the country is committed to cooperate with its neighbors to fight against terrorism and all kinds of attacks. Talking now about mineral prospectivity, Côte d'Ivoire is blessed with a variety of mineral occurrences, including iron ore, nickel, bauxite, diamonds, coltan, copper, etc. The country is underexplored. So we have vast zone of green field areas to be explored. This can be seen as a disadvantage from a geologist's point of view, but it is also, it gives a lot of opportunities for exploration companies. Importantly, Côte d'Ivoire holds roughly 35% of the greenstone belts, the so-called Birimian rocks of the West African sub-region, which makes it a very attractive mineral jurisdiction, particularly for gold. Regarding mining development policy, the objective set by the government for the ministry in charge of mining is to increase, as it is shown in this slide, the contribution of the mining sector to GDP from its current level of 3% to at least 5% by 2025. This policy is based on five major pillars that are namely the modernization of the geological infrastructure, improvement of the governance of the mining sector, the increase of mining production and diversification, including also mineral processing, the development of local qualified workforce, and the promotion of a local content and socio-economic development axis. The mining industry is really in a very good momentum in Côte d'Ivoire, as shown here in this slide. Exploration is being intensified by the grant of around 2,000 licenses to private companies, of which 80% are for gold, and the rest are for commodities like nickel, manganese, cobalt, ilmenite, lithium, and many more. As of today, the country accounts for 9 gold mines, 4 manganese mines, and 1 nickel mine. Côte d'Ivoire's annual mining production has actually been growing steadily over the past 10 years. Gold production has reached its best record of 41 tons in 2021. With the commissioning of 3 new mines next year, we expect to start being an important player in this arena in Africa. What these figures tell us is that as mining output grows up, so do the government revenues and also the impact on local development. And to sum up with this slide, I would say that in 2021, the mining sector accounted as a whole for around 18,000 direct jobs. And with exploration going on, there are several advanced mining projects, of which 2 are currently being done by Australian companies, including Tieto Minerals. I think the manager is sitting here, and also Mako Gold, who is present with us today. Having said that, it doesn't mean that everything is going well. It doesn't mean that Côte d'Ivoire is a perfect world. We do have many challenges to overcome. The first of which is the cadastral system. We are aware that at the moment, the procedure for the grant of licenses is so slow, we need to improve the cadastral system. The second challenge has to do with the geological infrastructure, which is important for us to have the basic data to help make the discoveries of world-class deposits. And the third challenge will be the formalization of the country's mining policy, which we are working hard on. And by the end of this year, we should be done. the policy document, the new policy document should be available. And the fourth challenge will be the local content policy, which will help us, enable us to increase employment, procurement locally, and processing locally. Another challenge has to do with illegal mining, which is really hampering our mining sector. We are busy doing a lot against this phenomenon, but we still have to do a lot. It's a big challenge for the country at the moment. Transportation is also another issue. Deep water capacity needs to be upgraded, and we need to build a mineral terminal in Côte d'Ivoire and also railroad. And the last challenge I see here is how to make the mining sector in line with the country's energy policy, for which we need to, the government has set the objective of 60% of energy to be conventional energy, and 33% of hydroelectricity, and the rest for renewables. So to sum up, I would say that Côte d'Ivoire is a country that is endowed with a lot of resources. The Ivorian government's vision is to make the country's business climate one of the most competitive in Africa. Côte d'Ivoire has many advantages, including the existence of basic infrastructure, water, energy, roads, airports, and a mining potential. And the country enjoys a peaceful socio-political environment since 10 years now. Security is not anymore a big deal. There is a strong political will to develop the mining sector and increase its contribution to GDP. Mining reforms to be pursued in consultation with all stakeholders, including the private sector. So here we are. This is the country where you have to be. Thank you for your understanding.